Welcome back to the Observable Unknown. There are moments when perception clears, thoughts align, breath settles. The world does not change, yet the way we meet it feels precise, steady, almost musical. We often call this clarity. We praise it as discipline, wisdom, or moral strength. Tonight, I would like to suggest something quieter. Clarity may not be a virtue at all. It may be a physiological state. Every organ of the body speaks in cycles. The heart contracts and releases. The lungs expand and soften. Neural networks pulse in waves of excitation and rest. When these rhythms drift apart, cognition fragments, attention flickers, emotion becomes volatile. When they synchronize, perception sharpens. This synchronization is often called coherence, not perfection, not transcendence, simply timing. The observable unknown here is surprisingly subtle. The mind does not become clear because we command it to. It becomes clear when the body learns to keep time with itself. In the 1990s, neurocardiologist J. Andrew Armour introduced the concept of the intrinsic cardiac nervous system. He described the heart not as a passive pump, but as a network containing tens of thousands of neurons capable of local processing. Signals travel constantly between heart and brain through the vagus nerve, through hormonal pathways, and through rhythmic pressure waves in the arteries. This communication shapes attention, emotional tone, and readiness for social engagement. The heart does not simply respond to the brain, it participates in regulation. Later research in psychophysiology examined heart rate variability, the subtle moment-to-moment changes between beats. Higher variability often correlates with adaptive flexibility, emotional regulation, and cognitive steadiness. Physiologist Julian Thayer at Ohio State University has spent decades studying this relationship. His work shows that heart rate variability reflects the balance of autonomic systems and predicts executive function, decision-making, and resilience under stress. Clarity, in this view, emerges from oscillation, not rigidity. Breath is the bridge between voluntary and involuntary life. Respiratory rhythm alters the firing patterns of neurons across the cortex and limbic system. Studies from Northwestern University and other laboratories have demonstrated that nasal breathing modulates activity in the hippocampus and amygdala, influencing memory retrieval and emotional evaluation. When breathing becomes shallow or irregular, neural rhythms desynchronize. Thought accelerates but loses depth. When breath slows and lengthens, cortical oscillations stabilize. Reaction gives way to reflection. The body becomes an instrument tuned by air. This is why ancient practices centered on breath long before neuroscience possessed the vocabulary to describe it, not because breath is mystical, but because it is measurable. In recent decades, some researchers have proposed structured breathing or emotional focus techniques designed to influence heart rhythms directly. Rollin McCraty and colleagues at the HeartMath Institute have explored patterns of heart rate variability during states they describe as coherence. Their work has generated interest and controversy. Certain findings regarding emotional regulation and autonomic balance align with broader psychophysiological research. Other claims, particularly those suggesting large electromagnetic interpersonal effects, remain debated and require cautious interpretation. For our purposes, the important insight is simple. Rhythmic breathing and regulated attention can alter measurable physiological states. We do not need grand narratives to recognize that alignment between heart rhythm, breath, and neural timing produces a felt sense of clarity. The observable unknown is not whether coherence exists, it is how modest shifts in physiology can transform the landscape of thought. Many people imagine clarity as the absence of emotion, yet neurobiology suggests something different. Emotional signals help synchronize networks across the brain. They guide attention, prioritize memory, and anchor meaning. When autonomic balance collapses into chronic threat, coherence disappears. Thought becomes either hyperfast or frozen. Insight fails, not because the mind is broken, but because the timing of the system is disrupted. Clarity returns when rhythm returns. This reframes a great deal of human suffering. Confusion is not always a failure of intellect. Often it is a body struggling to find tempo. Coherence rarely emerges in isolation. Studies in social neuroscience demonstrate that shared breathing patterns, synchronized movement, and attuned listening can bring nervous systems into alignment. Therapist and client, parent and infant, musician and audience. Bodies tune to one another long before words explain why. A calm presence does not teach through instruction alone, it entrains through rhythm. The observable unknown here is relational. Clarity is not a solitary achievement. It is often borrowed from another nervous system until it becomes our own. Imagine the body not as a machine to be controlled, but as an orchestra waiting for a conductor. The heart provides pulse, the lungs offer phrasing, the brain listens, predicts, and refines. When these elements fall into synchrony, experience gains coherence, thoughts arrive with less friction, and perception widens. Decisions feel less forced. This is not moral superiority, it is physiology finding resonance. Clarity is not earned through virtue, it is felt when rhythm stabilizes. Tonight, please notice the simplest of signals, the length of your breath or the steadiness of your pulse, perhaps the way a single slow exhale can quiet the storm of thought. You do not need to become someone else to feel clarity. You may only need to listen to the instrument you already are. If this interlude stirred some reflection in you, I would love to hear all about it. Please write to me through crowscupboard.com, drjuancarlosrey.com, or theobservableunknown.com. And wherever you have listened to this interlude, please consider leaving a rating and a review. Your words help this work reach those who are searching for steadiness in an otherwise noisy world. Until next time, this has been The Observable Unknown.